Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Upkick MMA episode 484. I am Brendan. All right. UFC Fight Night, Burns vs. Morales. Prelims, this is going to be Jared Gordon versus Thiago Moises. And the rest of the prelims are going to break all those down round by round. If you haven't seen the last video and you're looking for the main card, that's in the last one. If you like this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel. Let me know this video is coming out. I really appreciate it. Housekeeping out of the way. So, overall, this fight night was pretty breezy. Okay. Like I said this in the main card once, so if you already watched this, you can probably skip ahead by like 30 seconds. But anyway, this was... Oh, man. I tried to put it in words in the first one, too. It's just the implications from these fights and the excitement of the card itself just wasn't there for me, but the fights were great. So if you have the time and you're interested in watching some good fights, they move at a quick pace, throw it on. You'll be able to fast forward through all the commercials. Go enjoy it. It's a good time. I do recommend going back and watching these. All right. Jared Gordon taking on Thiago Moises. Gordon catching a kick right away on top, landing decent damage, gets on top of him right on the feet. They trade low kicks. Gordon with the cleaner boxing, and then a huge right hand from Gordon puts him down, and then he gets the finish. What a great win. You know, Gordon spoke to this. He should be on a 5-fight win streak. You know, his last real loss came from Grant Dawson, in his opinion. I think I might have scored that fight for Paddy Pimblett. It was a close fight. You know, I understand that people were upset, but it was relatively close. It was a competitive fight, and yes, Gordon, you know, it was... Anyway, it was unanimous decision, that one. The last one versus Haqparast, I do believe I scored that for Gordon. I felt like he landed more damage. I think he won that first round and the last round if I had to go back and look, but just looking by the striking numbers here, it's a good chance Gordon should have won that one as well. Where did this take place? Saudi Arabia. All right. Kind of makes sense. Yeah, easy to get screwed out there. Anyway, I feel like he has a right to say that. He believes that. I understand it, and it's also oh my God. I believe him. Let's put it. I'll just stop there. I believe him. It's five wins in a row. That kind of win streak really puts you on. And then even if you do count 4 wins in a row and you do count the Paddy Pimblett as a loss, Paddy Pimblett's gone on to have a great UFC career, more wins. So that loss has aged relatively well. So Jared Gordon looking good, moving in the right direction. Hopefully he puts at least one more together so that the UFC can give him a real challenge. All right, Connor Matthews taking on Yadier Del Valle. Not a lot to break down on this one, guys. Del Valle landing hard low kicks, taking him to the body, and then Del Valle catches the kick, gets a takedown, gets to the back, and gets a rear naked choke finish. All that in a matter of 2 minutes and 54 seconds. So not a lot to break down. Yadier looking good. Matthews, got caught. Needs work. Shit happens. Tainara Lisboa taking on Luana Santos. Again, one of those fights where you're like, this could be a boring one, but it ends early for you. Both women exchanging. Lisboa getting the slightly better of it. Santos getting the easy takedown in the middle of the cage. Not enough damage on the feet to give this one to Lisboa, so it's Santos's. You know, she outstruck her anyway, 9-5. She out-controlled her 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Clearly her round, 10-9. Second round, Santos gets a takedown, spends the whole round on top. Then with 4 seconds left, it says 4:59, so technically 1 second left, but it was really about 4 seconds left. She ends up getting the Americana finish. Let's see. I'm just curious because there were scorecards, so let's see who they scored them for. Okay. None of them gave them from Lisboa, which is good, right? We would expect that. You know, we're just looking for bad judging decisions hidden within these finishes where their scorecards aren't needed. Denise Gomes versus Elise Reed. Boy, Reed just refused to put her hand up. Reed keeping the pressure on, eating right hands with her hands down as she throws out her offense. Yep. Gomes landing that hard right hand, staggering her, landing against the cage, and then gets a takedown. Holds her there for the rest of the round. Clearly hers. What is that? 4 minutes and 5 seconds of control time. 10-9, clearly. You might even be able to give that a 10-8. Second round. Gomes with a big right hand. She staggers her again, and then the follow-up, and it's over. Elise Reed just could not handle it, and, just not keeping that hand up. Nobody gave that first round a 10-8, though. So, that was hard. It was hard to watch. It's like one person is doing something that's clearly to their detriment. Just put your fucking hand up. It's like, oh, it's not my style. Like, I don't care if it's your style, man. You're getting your ass kicked. All right, Carlos Hernandez taking on HyunSung Park. Again, it's a very quick one. They're trading pretty well to start with the low kicks, getting inside with the 4-punch combos, and going up top. They're both trading pretty well, right? Park looked almost annoyed with the offerings coming back to him eventually, though. He wasn't shelling up as hard. He wasn't being as defensive, so he was just keeping the pressure on, staying open, keeping his head straight up in the air as well, almost with disdain for what was coming back. Park breaks him down with some hard shots, a nasty knee to the body, and then Park getting the takedown, get into the back, and get the rear naked choke finish. Just kind of beat the piss out of him once he kind of got a feel for what was going on in there. So, great win for HyunSung Park. All right, and then maybe this one is where some controversy will be, huh? Maybe. Tecia Pennington, formerly Tecia Torres. It was that so long ago. Does it list when her name was? No, they changed them all. Yeah, she's been Tecia Pennington for a very long time. She's been on the wrong side of a lot of split decisions. Back in 2022 against Mackenzie Dern, that was total bullshit. She should have won that one. That one against Tabitha Ricci, she won that one as well. She should essentially be on a 7-fight win streak now. Her last legitimate loss is coming against Marina Rodriguez back in 2019. So 6 years ago is the last time that she really lost in the UFC. Anyway, this fight. Pinheiro moving forward with her hands low. Pennington landing that head kick. Pinheiro keeping the center, pretty much just throwing kicks. Wasn't doing a whole lot going up top with punches early on. Pennington darting in and out, landing some quick bursts of hands. Nothing flush, but Pinheiro trying to counter with big hooks. Pinheiro failing on her takedowns. Pennington landing on the exits. I can't tell if Pennington got knocked down at the end of this round or if she slipped. It was hard to tell, but I leaned towards Pennington for this first round. She outstruck her 26-16. I felt like she did more damage. Pinheiro did. My bad. Pennington did more damage in this round if Pinheiro didn't knock her down. If that knockdown was a legit one, I could see this going towards Pinheiro. So I have it 10-9 for Pennington. Second round, Pennington not really throwing anything to start this round. Pinheiro really starting to pick things up, landing kicks at range, landing harder shots, over just more of them this round than she did in the first round. They trade hard shots and stumble each other, but then back to Pennington waiting and trying to counter, and that's just not her game in this fight. She needed to be the one pressing forward. She needed to be the one landing more often, and she pressed forward until like the last 30 seconds where she got slammed. It's just she got outlanded because she wasn't leading the dance. So 20-18 for striking numbers in favor of Pinheiro. I have it 19-19 going to the third round. Third round, Pennington lands a great hook kick and then a left hand, a hard back fist. Best sequence of the fight by far. Best sequence of the fight. Not even close. Pinheiro gets a takedown, does nothing with it, and the damage goes to Pennington, in my opinion. So 19-4 for striking numbers in favor of Pennington. The control time in this last round was 1:34 in favor of Pinheiro. I definitely didn't give it to her. I gave it to Pennington, and luckily that's how the judges saw it as well. All three judges saw it the same way. First and last round for Pennington. Again, not a ton of controversy, guys. This is the thing. You get these quick cards and these cards that are, people aren't as excited about. There's not as much hype on them. They're coming off of, there's also this lag or backwind, whatever you want to call it, backdraft after a lot of buildup towards a big card, all the media that is put out and consumed and all this stuff just circling this one event, right? The lead up to it, the event itself, and then the post fight. All of this just leaves you with this hangover, and it lasts for at least a week, because very often these fight cards that happen right after a pay-per-view, especially a big pay-per-view, get very little media attention. They get very little focus. They get very little coverage in terms of like YouTube media. The breakdowns aren't there. People aren't as excited. You don't see people posting about it on Twitter. There's just a lot less excitement for these things. And, far be it from me to tell the UFC how to do their business. And I don't think, and this is coming from me personally, would I prefer a week afterwards to process and not throw anything like that goes under the radar? Yes. But I also like having something to do every weekend. I like looking forward to watching to fight, I look forward to looking forward, right? So I enjoy knowing that there's a fight coming up this weekend. I enjoy the fact that I know I have something to do on Sunday morning when I break down the fights. I know that I have something to do Saturday night. I know that there's something to talk about with people that are interested in this stuff. So I like it. So I'm not going to say that I don't want them to do that. But as far as a business standpoint goes, you miss a lot by doing this kind of thing. So that's my light little rant, because there wasn't a ton of controversy, so not a lot for me to get up in arms about. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. It means a lot to me. If you like this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe. It lets you know when the next video is coming out. It helps me out and costs you nothing, so I appreciate it. Hope you guys have an amazing week. Love you guys. Peace.